Keep fighting. Come on. Nice. Nice. Way to get up on those toes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. 10 seconds. Come on. Yeah. Beautiful, man. Way to fight through it, man.
Mike Tyson reportedly collapsed after an intense training session in preparation for a highly anticipated fight with YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul. The news has left fans of both fighters stunned, raising concerns over Tyson's health and fitness as he approaches the showdown. Known for his ferocity in the ring and his unrelenting willpower, the 58-year-old former world champion has been working hard to regain his legendary form. However, the rigors of training seem to have taken their toll.
Give me those. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
I work my ass off.
In A.
Fall through it. Take your time, Mike. Take your time coming up. Don't fuck.
Sources close to Tyson revealed that the grueling session was part of his rigorous preparation to take on Jake Paul, who has been making waves in the boxing world with his recent victories over MMA fighters and other influencers. Tyson has been training with a team of elite coaches, undergoing a punishing regimen designed to rebuild his strength, stamina, and speed. The workout that led to his collapse reportedly involved high-intensity drills focusing on cardiovascular endurance, explosive power, and sustained punching combinations. Witnesses at the gym described Tyson pushing himself to the limit. His training included heavy bag work, sparring, mitt work, and strength training circuits, all designed to simulate the pressure of an actual fight. The session, lasting over 2 hours, reportedly ended with Tyson gasping for air before collapsing due to exhaustion.
Move around and relax. Breathe. Great head movement. Breathe. Get on them toes. Move and chill. Relax.
That's
Breathe.
it.
There you go. Breathe and relax. Beautiful.
Mike Tyson last fought in an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020, a fight that showed flashes of his past brilliance but also hinted at the limitations age has imposed on him. Since that bout, Tyson has stayed active in the gym, but preparing for a younger, more energetic fighter like Jake Paul is proving to be a different challenge altogether. The 27-year-old Paul has youth and stamina on his side, while Tyson, though still possessing power, is contending with the natural decline that comes with age. Medical experts weigh in on the potential risks Tyson faces, noting that extreme exertion for athletes over the age of 50 can lead to complications such as dehydration, heat exhaustion, and even cardiovascular issues. While Tyson has been careful about his diet and lifestyle in recent years, his past, filled with rigorous fights and intense training sessions, could have taken a toll on his long-term health.
Take your time.
Beautiful, man. Hey.
Fall through that shit.
Hey. Fought right through it. Damn right. Can't beat that shit.
News of Tyson's collapse has sparked a wave of concern across social media, with fans urging the former champion to reconsider the fight or take additional precautions. The fear of seeing an icon like Tyson suffer a serious injury in a match, especially against a younger and less experienced fighter, has been a point of debate. Some in the boxing community believe Tyson's body might no longer be equipped to endure the same level of punishment and physical strain as it once could. While others admire his determination, they caution that the risks may outweigh the rewards. Prominent figures in boxing, including fighters and trainers, have expressed mixed reactions, with some praising Tyson for his commitment, while others question whether he should step into the ring at all. While the collapse was certainly alarming, Mike Tyson is no stranger to overcoming adversity. Throughout his career, he has bounced back from numerous setbacks, both inside and outside the ring. His comeback against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020 was seen as a triumphant return, and many fans still believe that Tyson can surprise the world once again. The key will be managing his training effectively, ensuring that he doesn't push himself to the point of injury or worse. Tyson's camp is expected to reevaluate his training intensity in the weeks leading up to the fight, balancing hard work with recovery to avoid further incidents. Fans will be watching closely to see how Tyson's conditioning improves and whether he can maintain his legendary power and stamina when the bell rings.
Yep, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Texas has shown itself to be a tolerant host when it comes to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's bout regulations. Numerous boxing commissions nationwide mandate the use of 10-ounce gloves and 3-minute rounds for official professional bouts featuring male fighters weighing 147 pounds or more. These regulations align with the standards set forth by the Association of Boxing Commissions and Combat Sports. However, the Texas Department of Regulation and Licensing, responsible for overseeing combat sports in the state, operates differently. This is especially true for the upcoming fight on November 15th between Tyson and Paul, which is set to last for 8 rounds. Upon the request of Bryce Holden, the fight's promoter, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation has granted approval for the use of 14-ounce gloves and 2-minute rounds for the upcoming bout on November 15th. According to Telemange, communications manager for the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, employing 14-ounce gloves in a sanctioned professional boxing match will mark a first for the state. Additionally, 2-minute rounds for male boxers are uncommon in Texas, as noted by Mange. We've had a couple of men's bouts that were professional debuts that were 2-minute rounds, but it's been a while, and I haven't been able to figure out who those were. When asked why the TDLR made exceptions for the Tyson-Paul fight, Mange responded, "If two contestants request terms that do not represent a safety issue and are not in violation of statute and/or rules, then we can agree to regulate the event and ensure those terms are enforced. Having heavier gloves and shorter rounds does not make the event more dangerous for either competitor." Tyson confessed, "When I was fighting professionally, I was too stressed. I never had the chance to relax or enjoy my championships because everything was coming at me. There were lawsuits and divorces. I never enjoyed myself as a human being. This is a moment when I can enjoy myself as a human being. Now, I have better life skills than when I was fighting." During a chat with Fred Talks Fighting, BJ Flores shared that he's stayed in touch with Paul and continues to receive updates on how his training camp is progressing. He said, "I just talked to Jake today. We were talking about some different sparring partners he's got in camp. Can't say any names and what he's working on. I'm going to be getting some tickets to that fight. He's excited about Mike. He's ready to go. He realizes how big of an event it is, and he's excited to do the best he can." The former world title contender is confident his fighter can secure a win over the 58-year-old Tyson, as long as he sticks to his game plan and fights on his own terms. He said, "Have you ever heard the term 'don't poke the bear'? Don't make him to. The ring dimensions must be at least 16 by 16 feet and cannot fall below 24 by 24 feet, as stipulated by TDLR regulations. The promoter has the discretion to choose the size within this range. Tyson probably wants a smaller ring to minimize the amount of chasing, as he has stated that he anticipates having to pursue Paul, George Foreman, the retired heavyweight world champion, on 14-ounce gloves. For a genuine puncher, there is hardly any difference. When I was sparring back in the day, many guys were hurt and holding on when I hit them. A 14-ounce glove can't mask power." Ann Wolf, trainer and retired boxer, on the difference between 10-ounce and 14-ounce gloves. "Gloves are just like hammers. They do different damage, but if you hit something multiple times, it'll cause just as much damage." Regarding the 2-minute rounds, retired trainer Abel Sanchez, who formerly trained world champions Gennady Golovkin and Terry Norris, stated, "I think that would benefit Tyson because he can sprint to the finish, so to speak. Less chance for change and lifestyle to affect him." Nico Ali Walsh, pro boxer and grandson of Muhammad Ali, on the 14-ounce gloves. "It will take the sting off a little bit, and I believe the glove size is there just as a precaution since Mike is older than people that are fighting professionally. He shouldn't be fighting in professionally sized gloves." Of the 2-minute rounds, Ali Walsh said he sees that as a precaution as well. He said, "The combination of the 2-minute rounds and the 14-ounce gloves made this fight possible. I don't think any sanctioning body would allow the fight to happen with Mike if they were 10-ounce gloves and 3-minute rounds. The 2-minute rounds will just kind of speed the action up. Amateur boxers fight 2-minute rounds, and if you watch amateur boxing, there's no lapses in action." Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are refusing to change the parameters of their much-anticipated match, refusing to bow to public pressure. Despite widespread appeals for a 10-round match with 3-minute rounds, an option that Paul himself urged Tyson to consider, the rules have not been altered. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation has officially approved the bout. Both competitors will wear 14-ounce gloves, which are heavier than the standard boxing gloves. Ahead of the clash, Tyson issued a stark warning to his opponent. "Be in shape, be in good shape because your health depends on it." To which Paul retorted, "You're the one who wanted right 2-minute rounds. Want to make it 10x3? Don't talk to me about shape, you want 10x3? Tyson initially held back from responding, but Paul went on. "That's the thing. Everyone's all talk. I'll do whenever, wherever, it's all talk. I'm stating facts, he's wise talking." Tyson eventually did reply, cautioning, "Be careful, he should be very careful." Paul boldly warned Tyson with confidence, remarking, "People are always going to have something to say. It's because I've proved everyone wrong. I'm here to make history, I'm here for a challenge, challenge, and I'm here to fight one of the most dangerous men in boxing. He added, he's vicious. He's a killer. He has one-punch KO power. He is the greatest heavyweight of all time, but I will prove all of the haters wrong. That's what I've always done. I'm not scared of it. I was born for this moment. The universe told me this was going to happen. I'm going to put on the performance of a lifetime. Jake Paul has disclosed the specific weight he aims to reach for his highly debated showdown with Mike Tyson next month. When they both step onto the scales, he will be surrendering a considerable weight advantage to the seasoned fighter. In a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the problem child openly discussed his anticipated weight for the upcoming contest. He also shared his expectations for Tyson's weight leading up to the event. Though Tyson hasn't fought professionally since 2005, his reputation as one of boxing's most ferocious knockout artists remains unchallenged. While Paul has been more active in recent years, the New York-born powerhouse, now at 59, still possesses the raw power that could leave Paul on the canvas if he lands a clean shot. It's quite surprising that Paul appears so at ease with the prospect of being outmatched by Tyson in weight. During the interview, he suggested that he expects Tyson to weigh in at least 15 pounds more than him on the official scale. Paul has been gearing up for the most significant competition of his career for quite some time. However, his anticipated July match fell through when Tyson had to pull out due to complications from stomach ulcers. Paul's weight has sparked ongoing debates leading up to the fight, with Tyson mocking his rival's increased bulkiness and perceived softness. As the social media sensation prepares for the match, he'll be hitting the scales at a personal record, but he remains committed to leveraging his agility to outmaneuver Tyson in the ring. Asked about his strategy for the bout, Paul explained, to just box on the outside and then use my footwork to be more agile and get him chasing me and then attack him when he's out of position. That should frustrate him. Following a prolonged build-up throughout much of 2024, the most contentious boxing match in recent history is just weeks away. While it promises to be a showcase of technical prowess, the event, set to stream on Netflix, will undoubtedly rank among the most watched boxing bouts of all time. Before their boxing matchup next month, UFC legend Chael Sonnen has urged Mike Tyson to take Jake Paul's $5 million bout wager. The problem child has thrown down a bold wager to the boxing icon, with the stipulation that the 58-year-old must last beyond the 4th round. In a TikTok clip shared on his gambling platform, Bader, Paul is depicted lounging shirtless on a couch, stacking cash on his mock belly. Mikey, if you can last more than 4 rounds with me, I'll give you an extra $5 million, Paul declared. However, there was a slight catch in the American's proposition. Paul disclosed that if Tyson couldn't endure more than 4 rounds, then the seasoned boxer would need a permanent memento of his loss to the young contender. He added, but if you don't, then you have to get a tattoo that says, I love Jake Paul. Deal or no deal. Tyson's team has yet to address the remarkable wager that's been put forth. However, the decision to move forward with the fight has faced significant backlash, especially after Tyson had to pull out of the initial July date due to a flare-up of ulcers. Amidst the buzz surrounding the upcoming heavyweight bout, former UFC title contender Sonnen has thrown in his 2 cents, urging Tyson to accept a peculiar wager. On his YouTube channel, the 47-year-old shared, Jake Paul has offered Mike Tyson a bet. The bet goes like this: Mike, I will give you $5 million if you make it to the 5th round. So you've got to survive 4, just so you guys understand. But if you don't, you have to get a I love Jake Paul tattoo. Oh my gosh, what do you make of that, guys? That made my stomach uncomfortable. By the way, I love it and I hate it so much that it made my stomach uncomfortable. Sonnen further added, I mean, how's that for an answer, right? How's that for a non-response by me? But it's true. There's a part of it that looks at it and goes, Mike, you can't turn that down. We need to know, Mike, that you believe in Mike. We need to know that you're out there to beat this man, to damage this man, to stop this man, like old ferocious Mike Tyson would do. We've got to know that it's not a cash grab. He added, the other side, things are very much in Mike Tyson's favor. I know a number of you think that Mike's going to win. A number of you think that he is going to stop him. He doesn't have to do any of those things. He's got to get to the 5th round. He could be beaten to a pulp. He's just got to make it to the 5th round. There's nothing short of remotely humiliating about that tattoo. A month before, to Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, there is a gap between the betting public and the best odds makers. Interestingly, despite this disparity, major sportsbooks such as DraftKings, Caesars, and the Westgate Superbook have seen more bets placed on Tyson than on Paul. According to the sportsbooks, Tyson's bets account for 67% of the total amount wagered at DraftKings, 66% at Westgate Superbook, and an overwhelming majority at Caesars. The amount of money wagered has not been disclosed by the bookies. I think when you get guys who are super popular, they're always going to generate the most wagers. Brandon Yeager, lead sports combat odds maker at Caesars, told USA Today Sports. He added, and then coming from a Jake Paul standpoint, it's like the guy everybody loves to see lose. So I think you're just putting your money there hoping to see him lose and cash out. Jay Cornegay, the executive vice president of race and sportsbook operations at the Westgate Superbook in Las Vegas, highlighted the significance of Paul's odds. Currently sitting at -330 on the money line, this means that a successful wager of $300 on Paul would result in a profit of $100. Recreational players don't like to lay -300, Corneguy said. By contrast, Tyson's odds are as high as +275, meaning a winning bet of $100 would yield a profit of $275. There's a lot stacked up against Mike Tyson, but I think the recreational bets aren't going to care. I think you have the perfect storm for a lot of betting action on the underdog, Gianni Corrales, an experienced sports bettor who specializes in combat sports, said. Yeager stated that he would feel at ease if the sportsbook made more money on Tyson and required Paul to triumph in order to avoid suffering a financial loss. He said, "Mike Tyson's very good at selling the fight. He puts just enough out there to make you believe he has the ability to do it." Yeager expresses reservations about Tyson's ability. Sportsbooks have quietly set undisclosed caps on early wagering for the Tyson-Paul fight, with limits reported to be as low as $250, effectively barring significant bets from sharp bettors. These restrictions are implemented to mitigate potential losses for the sportsbooks. "We typically start opening up the limits 2 weeks prior to the fight," Caesars Yeager said. He added, "That way people could start getting more down. I'd say between 2 to 3 days before the fight is really when we get generous, and typically whatever people want to get down on the fight they can." Given the usual practices at many sportsbooks, seasoned sports bettor Teddy Savransky believes that the betting patterns are likely to shift. He said, "Lines aren't set to beat the casual bettor. They're set to beat the wise guys. The wise guys are the only ones who are going to actually hurt the books. So when you're talking about is that public Tyson support going to carry over to the bigger bets that get made before the fight starts is in? I wouldn't count on it." However, Savransky also questioned the amount of sharp money that will be bet. He declared that he would not wager on the bout. He said, "I think there's an enormous amount of uncertainty. I don't know if Jake Paul can beat anyone. I don't know if Mike Tyson has anything at 58 years old. When you do this every day, when you do this for a living, there's lots and lots of events that you handicap and say, yeah, I got no edge, I'll move on to another." The implied win probability, despite its awkward name, is a useful tool for figuring out the odds of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. According to the odds released by leading sportsbooks, a consensus among odds makers suggests that Paul has a roughly 75% probability of emerging victorious in the fight. This indicates a strong likelihood that wagers placed on Paul will be profitable. The figure is derived from the money line odds, which reflect the likelihood of each competitor winning the matchup. As of Monday, Paul's odds fluctuated between -275 and -330, while Tyson's odds varied from +210 to +275. According to conventional odds, Paul is a 1-3 favorite and Tyson is roughly a 2-1 underdog. Meanwhile, during a press conference prior to the fight, Tyson expressed confidence, suggesting that if Paul stands his ground rather than retreating, he might score an early knockout. In the press conference, Tyson stated, "If I don't have to catch him, you can expect a knockout in the first round," adding, "But I might have to catch him because I anticipate that this guy will run from me." Tyson also took time to announce his collaboration with Let's Go. Tyson confessed, "When I was fighting professionally, I was too stressed. I never had the chance to relax or enjoy my championships because everything was coming at me. There were lawsuits and divorces. I never enjoyed myself as a human being. This is a moment when I can enjoy myself as a human being. Now, I have better life skills than when I was fighting." During a chat with Fred Talks Fighting, BJ Flores shared that he's stayed in touch with Paul and continues to receive updates on how his training camp is progressing. He said, "I just talked to Jake today. We were talking about some different sparring partners he's got in camp. Can't say any names and what he's working on. I'm going to be getting some tickets to that fight. He's excited about Mike. He's ready to go. He realizes how big of an event it is, and he's excited to do the best he can." The former world title contender is confident his fighter can secure a win over the 58-year-old Tyson, as long as he sticks to his game plan and fights on his own terms. He said, "Have you ever heard the term 'don't poke the bear'? Don't make him too angry. If Jake stays outside and boxes, taunts, and feints, and uses his legs a little bit to get Mike tired, I think he's gonna beat him for sure. If he gets on the inside with that low center of gravity that Tyson has and his explosive shots, I don't care how old he is, he can still knock you out. He's not gonna have the gas tank he wants to have, no question about it, but he's gonna be dangerous early. Jake's gotta respect that. Stay long and don't poke the bear." Mike Tyson's coach, on the other hand, has encouraged the older guy to finish the job quickly.
In 2 years, and he knows how to fight. He fought against the best guys in the world. When he steps inside the ring, he knows what to do. It's not something new for Mike. And this fight is no different. He worked hard every single day to go there and try his best to knock Jake out since the beginning to the end. This is his style. Nobody has to teach Mike Tyson how to fight. And he's gonna prove in July, he's gonna still the same. You know, you can see fire in his eyes when he trains. He's never gonna be less than that.
As the highly anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul approaches, the buzz surrounding the event continues to grow. Before the fight, TMZ Sports spoke with retired UFC fighter Quinton "Rampage" Jackson to get his take. When asked if he still saw Tyson as the favorite despite concerns over his health and rumored marijuana use, Jackson didn't hesitate. With zero doubt, he picked Tyson as his top choice. Rampage stated, "I'll never bet against Mike Tyson. He's my favorite boxer. Yeah, Father Time undefeated, but I still ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson against Jake Paul." According to Jackson, Tyson will still prevail over Jake Paul, even if he is nearly 60 and content with his comfortable home life as a parent. He went on to say that, although boxing is unpredictable, Paul is powerless to surprise the former heavyweight champion. "Anything can happen in the boxing ring, but I ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson," stated Rampage while dismissing Paul's chances. The interviewer informed Jackson about Tyson's marijuana use and questioned if it might impact his performance in the ring. Surprisingly, the former UFC light heavyweight champion was completely unaware of this habit. "I don't know about that. Mike Tyson probably just talking shit," stated Jackson with a dry laugh to dismiss the possibility. He was sure Tyson would have enough self-control to control his habit for one day. Jackson stated, Yeah, that is a factor. He's probably going to be disciplined. He'd probably want to shut that kid up," implying that Tyson's desire to defeat Paul is much bigger than his addiction. On the other hand, Roy Jones Jr. has revealed that he will get into shape should he have to step in for Tyson against Jake Paul. "I'm kind of thinking about that," Jones told Betway earlier this year when asked about fighting Paul. He added, "I might try and get into shape in case that happens. Maybe I get myself in shape for that. I never thought about doing it before, but with the situation of the fight, I think that's a great idea. And I'll be ready and in shape because if the fight doesn't happen, then the ideal guy to substitute in place of Mike Tyson to fight Jake Paul is something I have been thinking about. If the fight is out there, then yes, make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.